Hey, this is Flux with fluxwithit.com, and we're here with Studio Electronics. And why don't you tell us a little bit about the modules that you have that are out here and what you're presenting new?
Well, we're presenting new a couple of digital modules. The Quad-Nick, which is a 4-oscillator freak show. You can use it in polyphonic mode. You can tune the individual notes. There's sequence modes. I believe there's a sample and hold generator in it. I mean, yesterday I got this like wrong side of the tracks boys choir out of it.
Oh, really?
And I was doing the same thing for Junkie XL this morning. It's really incredible and beautiful and very hard and glassy next to the beautiful discrete oscillation, which is all about those Class A circuits from the Model D and the beautiful stuff from the 2600 and all the things that Studio Electronics has learned and Tim Caswell has pioneered. And we go back to racking and emitting the Moogs, stabilizing the waveforms, pulling the Moogs apart, rewiring them, building our own programmable synth. So
we can kind of rewind just a little bit and talk about the fact that you guys are not new to this, even though the eurorack line is fairly new. You guys are not new to this. You guys were doing, Moog and...
Yeah, 31 years, had to drift off and do a few other things in some of the mean times, what I'm saying? Well, but we kept going, and my brother, he kept going. He started at High Tech, working for Tim Meyer and racking stuff for, doing work with Michael Jackson and stuff for Boddicker and Toto and all those guys, Steve Lindsay, and so he's always had his hand in the electronics, but we were in bands together and he plays, so we both come from the musical thing, and we used all the stuff on our records and whatnot, but when the digital thing came through, we used that stuff too, but the MIDI Mini, the SD1X, the ATC, all that stuff was still right there, and it never really died. So we kept making those things, and then we realized it was time to go back to the roots. The Boomstar was what came out of that. And then I befriended Richard Nico, Pittsburgh Module. Greatest fucking crew over there, people you'd ever want to meet. And we sat down, a couple of Namms, 2 Namms ago, whatever. There were beers involved. And they said, let's do this. Let's bring the Boomstar and kit it out. And if we could have seen this, the Sensei Hybrid, with the oscillation ×3, the 5089, classic ladder filter Moog, the SEM, Tom's filter on roids, on the illegal Jamba Juice, the 4075, which is really an ART 4072, all kinds of parts in there, yacked up in there, and then the SC88, which is the CS80 filter, the dual 12 dB, high pass band reject, low pass band pass. I mean, it's kinky. You come into it both sides. You can use it as a final, a processor. You can come at it, get it to sing, and then this is the fully realized Sensei analog with the Attenulag, the VCA2, and the Mix 4. Some basic utility stuff. And our shapers, the envelope module, LFO2, rebrand from Pittsburgh, and then this is a Moog amplifier here, and you can smack this thing. It can get ugly. It can go Mesa Boogie on you. So it's a complete system with a sci-fi and a couple of the repeats here, but this is the first one went to Hans, as in Zimmer. And then that is now over here in the thing we call the Sensei Hybrid, and this is new at the show. These are all production modules. And so that beautiful oscillation module is now paired with...
Let me stand on this side.
The beautiful oscillation module is now paired with this crazy
some direct audio.
That sort of stuff. So you get that nice hard digital sound. The same thing with the grainy, which is phase modulation or phase distortion. I don't remember. It's a single oscillator. So, but paired it with these gorgeous old school 1970s circuits. You know what I'm saying? You get the hard with the soft. It's male, it's female, it's yin, it's yang, it's on, it's off, but at the same time it's on, but it's off. Yeah. And so then the beautiful filters are there, sci-fi, and of course the Charcot circles, which is what drives everything. Played as a responsive keypad, play it like a theremin, 8x16 step, gang them all up on the 128 step, bring it into track play mode, and combine your 8 different 16 step tracks in song form, flip them around backwards, randomize the whole thing, clock out into something else. You got it's just beautiful. Breaks out in the breakout box here, so you can spit out the 8 different tracks, the 4 different MIDI CVs and gates. It might be 8. I'm not sure about that. But so this is the fully realized, integrated, analog hybrid system here with the Sweet 16, which is Mark Sergey's. By the way, Mark Sergey VO8 designed this for us, and I've worked with him closely for about 8 months to finally get it together, and it is together. And the Sweet 16 was his Zone BF, a beautiful LFO that we've dualed up, 16 waveforms now as opposed to 8. You got, your resets, one shots, it goes to the audio frequency range. You can combine frequency modulation with amplitude, flip between the two. You can take the two outs and come out singly and mix between the two LFO. I mean, it's just a marvelous tool.
Explain to me about, so we got the, how do you pronounce
Charcot circles.
Charcot circles. So can you explain to me what the USB port here is for?
Well, you can bring in OS, because OS is never really finished. It just kind of stops at a certain point. Lightning fast using, we bring it in using HID bootloader, freeware. Yep. And also, I've been bringing in sequences through, that I created in Digital Performer, because I'm an old school pseudo vision kind of guy. I sit at the piano and write, and then I save those standard MIDI files off as 16-step pieces, or now I can save them as 8 times 16 steps, so I can save them as 128-step sequence as a standard MIDI file, bring it into Live or bring it into Reaper, and that spits out the nice single-track MIDI files, and then just drop it in, and you got a preset on the Charcot circles that you can flip backwards and forwards and pendulum and random and mute this track and combine it in ways live that you just can't do with the sequencer. So
can you explain us the operation of the center knob here?
Yeah, I mean, it's your, it's a push-in. It's once you're in the mode, it selects in load mode, it'll select the various presets you can load in notes mode. It'll change the pitches of the notes that you select on. So in the various modes, it allows you to get into the sub-menus. And so, when it boots up, it's just blinking 16 bare steps, and then you tap the ones you want on, and then you set the notes, and you can lengthen some of the gates, and you can change your direction, and it's all very hands-on. It gets you away from this thing, with the trackpad, and God, I've been staring at this for 15 hours. It's fun, it's very hands-on.
When is this one out?
It's production.
This is production now.
Everything here is production.
And what is the price point on this?
This is $299. The Sweet 16. So the Charcot Circles is $299. The Sweet 16 is $219. This has been out for a while, but we refaced it black the last couple of days. The Quadnik. I've got that price somewhere.
Do you see his face right now? He just got a grainy clamp it. So, and he's got the silver face. So that'll be limited edition though. So I wanted to ask, this kind of goes back a couple of Namms really, but when you went and brought the Boomstars into the Eurorack format, these filters were also, are they the same filters that were in like the Omega?
Yes.
Yeah?
But there's some changes, this is a 12-volt swing here. So there's some changes that were made, but I would say they sound every bit as good, and in some cases perhaps a little better. I mean, it starts with that Moog, or it starts with that ARP, and then that's the old guard, Oberheim, Moog, Dave Rossum. I mean, these are the cats, right?
Yeah.
Buchla, these are the fucking innovators, right? And then guys like us, or maybe 30 years younger, right? And so we're the mid-guard, right?
Gotcha.
And so we do what they do. We learn from them, copy from them, add our own stuff, and then now there are all kinds of younger cats under us, but they don't quite understand the sound thing the way we do. Just like we don't get all the nerdy shit that they know, all the brilliant, open source stuff that they're doing, all this incredible flexibility and just impossible math, impossible.
But it sounds
equations.
like some of that. That's kind of where the new digital modules are coming.
We brought in a guy by the name of Maurice. I've forgotten his last name. Maurice from Space Hardware. He built a polyphonic version of the sound engine that's in the Grainy that never came out. It just didn't happen for him. So we got him to port some of it into here, and he's hyped again. So he's making his polysynth. But so young blood here, young blood. Mark's, he's about 10 years younger than us. Some younger blood here. Mark Sergey's a genius.
Yeah.
I mean, to get a guy like Mark Sergey, who is really sort of unknown here, sadly, in too many circles, to build this for us and to work with me as closely as he did, to get it to work the way we wanted it to work, and have it look like this, right? Yeah. When I saw this design, I said, this faceplate needs to be underneath that sequencer, and it needs to go in the center of this Eurorack system. And you know, I don't know how these things come together, but they do.
I will say,
Thanks to Mark.
that Will here, he's got all these filters, and when you see them all lined up in the way that the base plate design is, it's really sleek and everything's well spaced. So yeah, I'm a fan of that setup.
You know, our eyes aren't quite as robust, and we like to, you know, get our fingers in there. So you want to. It's not just about packing with features. It has to be ergonomic, and it has to. So the idea was the stars. Well, based on the size of the module, the star becomes a different shape, but they all connect, and it's a metallic. So in different lighting conditions, the star is a totally different color here than if you were in your bedroom. You know, the lights were barely on, and we did the same thing with the kind of Samurai Jack-ish looking. Love that fucking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Look at that.
I think that's coming back, by the way.
It is, yes.
Oh.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
so it's got kind of a cool thing here. But I love the fact that the digital modules are reversed out.
Yeah, I love that too. Yeah.
But it's a totally coherent system that works together, and we're just super hyped. You know,
and I love the blocky aspect.
I said
of that as
digitize the star, and he didn't get it at first, and didn't like it, but he finally.
No, it's great. It's great.